All right, pre-show announcement time. So I'm going to try a little experiment. You see, this actual play and all of the content I create on Complex Action is almost entirely funded by Patreon support. Website fees, podcast hosting fees, editing software equipment, etc. You guys know this. I've told you this before. It's no secret. However, over the past year, I've had many people tell me that while they'd love to support the work we do here on Complex Action, they don't exactly want to sign up for Patreon. They, for whatever reason, don't like the idea of a monthly subscription obligation, and I get that. People have their different reasons, and they're all legitimate. They'd rather just give a lump sum support whenever they feel like it, and that's great. I understand that. Now, I've always liked Patreon because it's a great way for me to kind of track and manage support and offer fun ways to say thanks. However, I'm starting to get more people asking about one-time donations, so I've decided to experiment with what I think is a neat and fun way for people to support the show. So here's what we're going to do. From now until at least the end of the year, you listeners are going to have the option to sponsor an episode of the actual play. That's right, sponsor it. It's going to be $10 to sponsor an episode. What that means is that at the beginning of the episode, I'll say something like, today's episode of the actual play is sponsored by blah, blah, blah. Something like their support helps make this show blah, blah, blah. I haven't scripted it out yet, but it'll be something like that. It'll be a lump sum, just $10 and, available for people who would rather do that. And you'll get that sponsor credit at the beginning of the next show after which you send in that donation. Also, I want to try a higher level support as well. For $20, you can have me do a custom read of a message. So perhaps you're trying to promote a project you're working on, like a website or an actual play you're doing or anything really. It doesn't even have to be Shadowrun related. Or maybe you want to wish someone a happy birthday or an anniversary announcement you want to do. Or maybe you just want me to read a funny message or something. It doesn't matter. For $20, I'll do a read at the beginning of the episode. To do it, all you need to do is go to complexaction.net/support. That's our website, complexaction.net/support. Or on the website, you can click on the support button at the top of the website. On the right-hand side of that page is a PayPal donate button. Just put in the amount you want to support with, and then make sure to add a note in your donation. Once the window that pops up, there will, either on the first or the second window, there's an option to add a note to the donation that you're adding. Make sure you do that and either put your name that you want me to announce in the sponsor as a sponsor, or put in the message you want me to read, depending on whether or not you're giving the $10 or the $20 lump sum. You can, of course, donate less than $10. I'm not going to turn that away, but that's going to be the amount. The $10 and $20 is going to be the amount for sponsorship reads. Let me know what you guys think about the dollar amounts, whatever. Let me know what you guys think about it. If this goes well and people like it, then I'll open it up to sponsor episodes of GM Screen. Maybe even extend this to the Sixth World podcast. Who knows? It's, like I said, sort of a little experiment. So anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. You guys are here to listen to the actual play, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And here it goes. Listening to the Complex Action Actual Play podcast. Pillar decides to do some legwork and at the same time explore some new business models for the future of cocotaxi pizza delivery. Now please enjoy episode 14, Pizza Delivery. All right, well, where we last left off, let's see, you guys had gotten a job to go to Blue Data. Z-Trip gave you guys a job to go to Blue Data and recover the schematics, blueprints, whatever your plans, designs for a prototype of a new type of a comlink, or I think it was a comlink dongle kind of thing that allows the comlink or some software on it that allows the user or just some automatic use of like ICE programs or ICE defenses, that kind of stuff, on the comlink for security or whatever. So he wanted you to get that, and you'll have to go in there, and it's on a secure internal host inside the building. You'll have to get on site in there. You guys have started doing your legwork, gone around and asked around, and you did some stakeouts. Haley and Elric and Payday went and did a good bit of staking stuff out. You found out, I know Elric found out that there was some spirit security, fairly light. There's just, normal air spirit kind of doing security rounds. You found out about some security on the outside, physical personnel that are out there, as well as I think you got, so there are some people that are out there. They have some dogs. I think there was a drone, like a Doberman that you saw. If you didn't, you did now. A drone.
I remember we spotted some drones.
And that's what I have in my notes for what you guys have done. You also got some barbecue at the place down the street, Little Pig Barbecue.
Yeah, that's good.
Wasn't it closed by the time we got there? I think it was closed.
I mean, I got barbecue there the other day, but that's just me. That's all that's really important.
I remember disappointment. I remember the barbecue place being closed by the time we got there.
Yes, that's right. Disappointment of barbecue, or the lack thereof.
We had taken a couple days or so to scout out this place in all ways, whether it was magic, matrix, or was Overwatch with the drones. It's coming back to me now.
Okay, so it's time to put together what we've learned and come up with a plan. Well, as far as what I can bring to the table, probably a pretty powerful fire spirit. Should be able to take on any astral security they have. But when he hits it, even if he one-shots it, they're going to know. So that's going to set off any alarms. So will the spirit seeing us and reporting, though. I also have spells I can do on the fly, like levitating, or I can kind of manipulate objects from afar. As long as I can see them, I can do something. And I can make barriers and stuff. Everything else has to be prepped up, and they essentially enhance your capabilities in one way or another. Though some of them don't seem to work as well on cybered up people.
Your fault, not mine.
Just the nature of the magic, I guess.
As far as I go, I've got Overwatch capability, and then if things happen to go incredibly south, I have drone backup with heavy firearms. You haven't even seen this guy yet.
Nice. Well, hopefully we don't have to.
Is that the goal? We just want to smash in the door?
Prefer not to. That seems incredibly dangerous.
I'm reasonably certain that we would be able to handle anything that the site has to throw at us. My concern is that if we make an all-out attack, or just kick in the door, is that we're going to face much more heavily equipped forces if we start off that way, rather than, end up accidentally setting up alarm or having to do something that trips an alarm when we actually get in.
That's why I consider my drones the cavalry. But if we can find a way in, get in, do what we need to do, hell, even maybe make this extraction quiet, that's the way to go, I think. I wouldn't mind if someone was able to smuggle in one of my fly spies, just ditch it somewhere, throw it in a plant. I can maybe canvas some of the inside.
I like that idea, but won't they spot its spirit in the Matrix or whatever you call it?
Spirit?
Yeah, like it's whatever Matrix version of its astral form. It's aura, or, but, whatever technical doohickeys mean the same thing.
I suppose if they're looking for it. However, I can use a program, make it pretend that it's something else. As far as if they're looking for icons, maybe it's just one of those little drones that cleans up the place.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Well, that's pretty wizard.
So just as long as they don't get physical eyes on it, I'll jump in.
Do we have a pretty good idea of what these guys wear and stuff?
Yeah, I imagine we have video of them patrolling and stuff.
Yeah, you've got eyes on him from the stakeout.
We even got a count, if I recall right. I don't remember exactly how many people that we had as a count on the night shift. I want to say 30, but I don't recall.
Oh, all you saw for the night shift was 2 people. I mean, you saw a couple of, a handful of people that you're sure from going in and out. And outside, you were able to have eyes on one person, 2 people each patrolling with an actual dog, and then the drone that runs around too.
So security is somewhat light. And oh, that's right. I think that it was only people that were kind of burning the midnight oil or trying to work overtime that were really around.
Right. Occasionally there are people, it's not always guaranteed, but occasionally there are people working off hours, but they do have regular working hours. Like 9 to 9 kind of stuff.
It's just an average work day.
Pillar, what are the chances you might be able to figure a way in there literally through the front door for a little boots on the ground and check out the inside? You're slick. You do the talking.
Unless muted. That
No, I'm so used to Discord. I press talk. So yes, do you want me to go at night or during the day? At night, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of people just cruise in and out. During the day, I might be able to go check it out.
That's what I mean. Maybe get some eyes in there.
You
during
mean
the day.
Stick your little fly spy in my pocket?
That's right.
All right, yeah. It looks like a place that would have visitors. I can go up the front door, right? It's not gated so far around or have to stop at a guard gate or anything.
No, there's actually no fencing around the building. There's no guard gate or anything. It's got an open place you can walk in. It's got like a lobby. I mean, that's as far as you know, since you haven't actually been in there yet. But yeah, you can get into the front door. You can get up there to the front door without suspicion.
Does it look like I watched it a few days? Does it look like the door requires a key card or anything to get into the door, or is at least the front door open for visitors and delivery guys?
Payday, give me a memory test.
All right. Payday's memory happens to be very good, of course. That'd be 4 successes.
Well, yeah, you remember during the day that employees just go in and out through that door. There are other doors that you saw them swiping a card, and at night, all the doors, even the front door, if anybody went in and out, including security, they had to swipe a card of some kind.
So yeah, I can go in there during the day. Just don't have to take a piss.
We ordered a pizza. Somebody here ordered a pizza.
It sounds like a plan. You got a pizza uniform? We can find one, right?
I'm sure it won't be hard.
Made barbecue.
Somebody
find
ordered
some of it.
barbecue.
Does that barbecue place deliver?
Will now.
Oh, I mean, if it doesn't deliver and being this close to the building, the employees probably eat there, so they would know whether or not it delivered properly.
Man, it's not hard to get this. Anybody will deliver for you. Yeah, what's that one called? Order You? And just drone brings it on over, right?
Yeah. There are services like that in our IRL times. You get someone will go pick up anything for you and drop it off.
Just a poor little wayside criminal sinner trying to make $1.
I
Don't
like
know if
it.
it'll let me get far past the front door, but
Hey, at least if you're through the door, you can possibly make opportunities, and if you can't make opportunities, we go about things a different way.
sounds like a plan.
Can we have your little fly spies follow one of these guys home, find out where he lives?
Wouldn't be a problem.
You're so creepy. Why are you trying to go home with people?
Hey, he's not going home with anybody.
Man,
Hey,
if you
Fly
need
Spy is going home with
if you
him.
need a date, we'll just go to a bar.
He doesn't need a date.
Plan on breaking into his house, finding his ID badge, getting a copy.
See.
Take your silences. That sounds like a pretty good idea, doesn't it?
I'm gonna leave that part to you.
All right, I'll get it done. Worry about getting Pillar in there first.
All right. So yeah, we'll fast forward to the next day. I will find an industrial uniform that work for a pizza delivery guy's outfit.
Sure, if you say so. You have a disguise skill?
No.
I do.
Cliff, are you trying to talk? It looks like you're trying to talk, but I can't hear anything.
Oh, there we go. It helps if the mute switch on my microphone itself, the headset isn't turned on. Here I've
There you
been
go.
chatting away. All right. Saying nothing of any real importance. So Elric is going to offer to see if he can track down a better solution for your pizza guys.
All right, find me a
So-
uniform. I'll put it on.
Yeah, next morning, I'm going to give. I'm actually just going to stop by Rudolph's place. Maybe see if I can catch him after breakfast.
Well, so you'll knock on the door of Rudolph's place after breakfast, and what time are you thinking?
I don't know. Kind of early morning, but not super early, like maybe 9 o'clock. But I probably would know Rudolph's routines a little bit better than that, since I live around the area. He's a loyalty 3 contact for me.
Yeah, he normally works during the day in the there's a big like city hall looking building. It used to be an old small museum kind of building.
Okay.
But
I'll catch up with him there then.
yeah, he has a receptionist, but we'll skip the part of you getting. You should be able to get to talk to him. He knows you decently well, but you'll have to wait a little bit, and but he can speak to you in his office and come in, and he says, Elric, yeah, sit down.
Hello. I was just wondering if I could ask a bit of a favor of you.
Well, depends on what you're asking it for, I guess.
Well, you know a lot of people in the area, a lot of working types. We'd love to, borrow someone's pizza delivery uniform, maybe even their vehicle, to just stop by somewhere and do a little looking around. Promise not to get in any trouble, but it would really help if it were, authentic.
You see, let me see what I can think up. He says, I do happen to know somebody who owes me a favor, but if I'm gonna cash in that favor, then I'm gonna extend it to you.
I'll take that deal. I'm always happy to help you out.
No problem. Okay. Yeah, I got somebody I can call. Like I said, they owe me a favor, and now you'll owe me one, and should be able to help you out. I'll have him give you a call. Is that okay if I have him give you a call?
Actually, why don't you have him give Pillar a call? I'll shoot her a text first real quick here, which I do then. I send Pillar a text saying, Pizza Guy is going to give you a call. He's going to help out with your ruse.
Sounds good, kid.
Okay.
And I send another text, talk him into not taking very much money.
What?
Talk him into doing it for free if you can. Or, a little bit.
I'll see. Yeah, no problem.
Take his entire shift for him. That'd be hilarious.
I could use extra cash.
Deliver pizzas in the cocotaxi.
Yeah, that sounds fun, actually. Can I double? You think I can pick people up and drive them that way and double
Wait,
double
With the
double?
pizza already in the car.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
You should be able to get the uniform, the car, maybe even a pizza.
Do you think I can drive the cocotaxi with pizzas and sell the pizza to the people in the cocotaxi taking a drive?
The pizza taxi.
I'm just saying, I think I found a new business model. A pizza taxi, see, he gets it.
But just use the pizza car. Or,
All right.
make sure you get whatever they stick on their cars when they drive around.
Yeah, of course, kid.
All right. Well, you'll get a Pillar will get a call, not too long, from a random number. It's a pizza guy says, "Hello, is this Pillar?
Yeah, what's up, kid?
Rudolph. I assume you know Rudolph. He says that that I needed to call you about something."
Yeah, my name's Blake, and I'm interested in doing this, like, writing this article, this whole exposure thing, and it's all about, like, delivery services in the sixth world. It's particularly, still, a lot of people are pro-drone, and we want to get the human experience of it, if you will. So, we were wanting to maybe borrow your gear for a night, if you could, just like a little investigation.
Borrow my gear? What do you? I deliver pizzas. I don't really have much gear.
Yeah, I'm doing. You got some little jacket or something, little thing you put on your car, or something of that nature?
Well, yeah, I got the. Yeah, I mean, I have the little box that I have to attach to the dash. Displays the AR kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to borrow that.
It's kind of company property.
I don't want to get you in trouble with your company, and
No, I guess. Leroy said. Yeah. Well, okay. Sure, but it's I have to pick it up. When my shift starts is when I pick it up, and then I go. It's not like I don't own it.
yeah. How about for $50, you deliver me a pizza a couple places, and I'll just ride around with you. How about that? And maybe one of the stops you let me borrow your uniform, whatever, and just go in and deliver pizza myself.
So like journalism. Like you're a real journalist.
Yeah, we're just gonna do a little ride along. Just get it. I'll even put you in the little paper.
Huh? Interesting.
Get you published.
Give me a con roll.
Damn. Okay. I'll totally write an article to make this real.
But who's gonna publish it?
Don't worry about it. It's the Matrix. Anyone can. Four.
Oh, well, he definitely. So he says, yeah, that sounds really, because you're right. There aren't a lot of us left, and this isn't an easy job,
Right. I mean, they're just replacing you guys with drones left and right, and that's not American.
We pizza delivery people. We put a metahuman face on this service industry, and yeah, you know what? I think this article needs to be written.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
When do you wanna do it?
When's your next shift?
Well, I work tomorrow.
All right. Well, tomorrow, man. You do it during the day or night?
Well, my shift is my shift starts at 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, that sounds perfect. Well, you know how the Matrix is. We got to get right on this. News just changes all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you want me to pick? Where do you want to meet me, or you want me to pick you up or something?
Yeah. I'll give him a location of somewhere nearby the horseshoe,
Yeah, he
or
says,
even nearby his district. I guess he may not live way over there.
He says he'll pick you up wherever you want.
Oh man, this guy's good. You are the best at delivery, sir.
Well, like I said, this is important. Journalism.
Have you ever considered getting a cocotaxi and dueling pizza and taxing services?
Oh no.
Well, I haven't. I mean, I think it would probably be against corporate policy.
Wait, all right, but you hold on to that idea. It's gonna be a real winner. It's all yours, buddy.
Huh. Yeah, I have always thought it would be interesting to be an entrepreneur.
See, you got your head in the right spot. You're gonna be big.
All right, I'll pick you up tomorrow. At on my way to work.
All right. Yep, I'll be there.
What have you done to this poor guy?
Hey,
You've
don't
ruined
worry
his
about
life.
it, man. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. He's getting $50.
Probably
So
what he's
actually,
gonna make all night.
the plan I think I'm gonna do instead, I'm just gonna call his company and tell them to deliver a pizza there, and then I'm gonna show up in his uniform with him. I'll just ride around with him while he works, and then whenever I'll put in a call to get a pizza delivered to that place, and then when we go to deliver it, I will take it inside.
Elric's also at some point during this, probably earlier in the day, going to ask Pillar if she can track down a rating 6 med kit and a couple of extra supply packs.
Yeah, we'll go look for that, I guess. Not exactly a doctor, but we know somebody, right?
It's not exactly restricted materials, but I don't like to use my sin anymore. It's kind of burned.
Oh, yeah, no problem then, kid. Yeah, get in the car. We'll go pick one up.
The rating 6 medkit's only availability 6. The supplies don't even have an availability.
Yeah. I will happily buy you a rating 6 medkit on my Blake Wilson sin. Well, by happily buy, I mean I'm gonna ask you for money, and then I'll buy it.
Yeah, so I'll buy a rating 6 medkit and 2 extra packs of supplies.
Alrighty.
So 1,700 new yen, unless it's going to cost something different.
Nah. The pizza place is called Fredo's Pizza, by the way.
Alright.
Alright, so we got our plan for getting you your foot in the door and dropping out the drone. You just have to be a convincing, confused pizza delivery person.
Yeah, well, for my notes, what was the name of the pizza place?
Fredo's Pizza.
What was the name of the kid I just called?
His name's Pete.
Oh, maybe I'm using the wrong document for the notes, and that's why it's so blank. Does anybody else have the link to the Google Doc we used last time?
I
I
think
just
Christina
looked-
was keeping that.
Yeah, I looked at the one I think you're probably looking at, and I didn't see anything in it.
Okay. Well, I've been typing stuff into there.
Perfect.
Very sparse notes, but better than what we had.
You name that document The Notes. The only notes.
Okay, it's renamed to the notes now.
All right, well, it's the next day, September 15th.
All right, well, I've got my med kit. I'm going to actually spend a good chunk of the day trying to learn basic first aid. So I'm assuming it comes with some basic tutorial programs, or I can access the matrix, probably with the various
Yep.
glitches as I do it. But I just wanted to pick up, spend 2 karma and pick up a rating 1 first aid skill.
Alrighty, no problem. Are you
No,
practicing
listen.
on yourself, or you just reading?
Basically doing a bunch of reading and watching some videos, stuff like that. It's a rating 1 skill. I mean, I know the basics of CPR and how to properly attach the electrodes or sensors or, injector thingies.
But not the technical terms for the injector things.
No, not that. That's a rating 2 skill.
All right, so the next day, I think it's a Wednesday or Thursday or something. Anyway, it's the middle of the week. Pete comes to pick up Pillar outside the horseshoe. It's about 10 or 15 minutes till 2.
What's up,
Pulls
Pete?
up in a little 2-door coupe.
Of course he does.
And it's not the best looking car, but it runs. And he says, "Hey, you Pillar?
Yeah, Pete.
Well, I guess let's do this."
Yeah. Let's get your tank. I'm just gonna hang out, do some deliveries. Yeah.
What are you wearing?
It's just my street clothes.
Just wondering.
I have a synergist business line, so no, I'm still looking good.
So he starts driving and he says, how long have you been, journalist?"
Oh, I used to write here and there in college, but I'm just getting back into it now. Starting small. Little things close to home like this, right?
Yeah. Do you have like a blog or do you write for actual paper or something?
Oh, a few of them here and there. I mostly do freelance, different pen names, trying to figure out what works best for me, you know?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta find your niche. Can't just throw your name out there. Don't want to get associated with the wrong thing.
Yeah, I don't know how it works at all. I always did terrible writing in school.
I mean, you got this sweet gig now, right? Look, this car. It's very nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a job.
It's more than some people got. It's worth it.
Well, that's the truth. So he pulls up and gets his, thing and puts it on the dash, and there you go and deliver pizzas. When did you want to make the call? What time did you want to get to Blue Data?
See, it's about 2, probably about, I'm gonna say about 5. Try to do it lately on the late night people, and whenever the majority start going home. I guess that'd be more like 9 o'clock, wouldn't it? In the 6th world.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm trying to get myself mixed in with the crowd when they start to leave, so that whenever people are headed home, I can slip in and just look like another member.
Well, you'll have to. Is there any reason that Pillar would know when those typical times would be, or are you just gonna take a wild guess?
We
Well, I
spent
thought
a couple of days staring
Yeah,
at
we
them.
watched it for a couple days. So I assume at some point we'd see a cluster of people leaving out the front or back.
Sure, fair point. They have, there's like the day shift and then a night shift, and there's overlap. So a lot of people leave, at the normal like 5 o'clock.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, just the bustle. So it's like I'm bringing dinner for somebody who's late. Hey, Payday. Aeon can look for things, right? Can you find me the name of somebody in here? Somebody might be working late.
You can always make it a Seymour Butts, like you got prank called.
I don't want a prank call. I want somebody who's actually in here and who will be here late. See, there were these few times when I was interested in looking for a corporate job. CEOs, managers, these guys, they love to screw with each other. I don't know how many times when we were in the dorms and stuff, like we would actually call and get pizzas delivered to somebody who didn't want a frickin' pizza. But it was funny, and they'd have to pay for it. That's all I'm looking for. Let's deliver a real pizza to somebody.
Sure, there's got to be some public record. If you want, I can have Eon look.
Yeah, if you could, man, just give me a name. Anybody who might still be there this late at night.
This will take but a moment. I'd like to roll a matrix search with Eon, Bobby.
Alrighty.
4 hits.
Yeah, you were able to find a name like, let's see, Amanda Jones. Is in management. She was in the news recently for a blood drive that they were doing.
Amanda Jones will be a opportune target for this.
Perfect. Yeah, hopefully she's working late tonight. We'll be alright. Give me the name of somebody else. Just anybody. I just want to be able to say, hey, Amanda, this guy sent you a pizza. Maybe her boss, even.
Can I continue the matrix search, or did I happen to nab someone else's name?
On the same article, there was a Dolores. There are no last names other than Jones in my head right now.
Alright.
So
Dolores Lottis will be delivering a
There you go.
pizza to... I forgot the first one now.
Amanda Jones. You're welcome. Payday looks at Pillar and just shakes his head. At Eon and shakes his head.
Alright. So I am going to call in to this kid's pizza delivery place a delivery for Amanda Jones. It will be delivered here. Hopefully me and him will go pick it up and we will take it to this building.
All right. You gonna use their online order form?
Perfect. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. What's your Nah, never mind.
What?
Nothing. Okay. Yeah. So you order pizza, and after a little bit, you get Pete says, "Oh, looks like we got one over. We're gonna be going outside the wall."
That's exciting, right?
Meh. There's you gotta take what you can get when you're delivering pizzas.
Fair enough.
Oh, if I can interject quick, I wanted to have had a spirit ready for when she goes out on her delivery runs. I summoned 4/6 and I got 5 hits.
Pull up my dice roller.
And I'm going to be sitting at home with my comlink at the ready, with the idea that if she sends me a message that she needs help, I can send a spirit to assist her.
And you said you got 5 hits?
Or no, wait, that wouldn't work. I'm actually going to follow her astrally so I can see where she is. Yep, 5 hits.
All right. You got 3 services. You're resisting 4. Stun. Drain.
Okay. So 4 services because of my affinity with fire spirits.
Oh,
They
fair
just
enough.
like me. 4 drain. Okay.
Perhaps because you light people on fire.
Frequently.
I'm not sure what the cause and effect is there. But yeah, I take a bit of drain. Get a bit of a headache. And I'm going to be basically tailing Pillar in astral space. So I'll be there and I'll be able to call in a fire spirit if she needs help.
Alrighty.
With my body back at my house. Or, flat I'm ranting.
And I think it goes without saying, considering it was part of the plan, that Pillar has one of my fly spies.
Hope so. Otherwise, this is a bad idea.
By being inside my house, I also mean that I'm within my magical lodge, so I actually have a ward around me too, in case that matters.
Oh, of course it does. Looks like I'll have to change my strategy. All right, so you guys are headed out, and you're headed, through the wall. You go through the wall, and it looks like as you're approaching through the wall, or to go through, there's a line of cars stopped at, where it goes through the wall. So he pulls up behind it, and he's like, man, I hope we're not late. Looks like they've got a checkpoint set up. And the cars keep moving forward, going through slowly, and you will get up to the wall, and a Lone Star officer will he'll pull up next to a Lone Star officer who will come up and say, "Hey, just a routine check. Can I see your sins?"
I'm gonna back off astrally, so if they have any astral security, I'm not near them. Keep them in sight, though.
I provide him with my sin.
What rating is it?
Rating 4. Blake Wilson.
Okay, one sec. He's checking the sins, and when he looks at Pillar's sin, he kind of like his brow furrows a little bit, and he says, "Could I have you guys pull over for just a second? I gotta check something out real fast." And so he says, "Of course," and he pulls over. And he comes back and says, he has another officer comes up and says, "Just a routine check, guys. He's gonna run this through the thing. He's wants to make sure that what he's getting on his handheld isn't acting up."
Because there's an orc in the car.
That's racist.
You got profiled.
It's like, are you okay? Is this orc forcing you to do something against your will?
So the police officer, Lone Star officer, comes back and says, the guy who went and checked some things, he says, he comes back and says, "So what are you guys doing going on the other side of the wall?" And Pete says, "Well, we're just delivering pizzas." He says, "Two of you delivering pizzas. What do you got? You got her with you for?" And he's like, she's a journalist."
Yeah, man, we're just doing a little OJT work, right?
He says, I'm talking to Pete, all right? So keep your mouth shut."
All right.
And he says, "It just, seems a little unusual that you'd be going through, we see this suspicious activity coming through here all the time and delivering pizzas, and got to ask questions about why you might be having, someone else going with you. Maybe you've got some..." Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but with them pulled over and to the side, it's making me a bit nervous. I'm going to start observing in detail to see what they have here as far as number of officers, astral people. I want to sense this guy, so I don't know what you need for tests for that. But
looking around, there are 4 Lone Star officers, or there are 4 officers. I mean, I guess you could assume. But there are 4 people checking cars as they go through, like in kind of like 2-lane kind of thing. And these 2, pulled these guys over, and the rest of them are checking the other ones. And there's nothing kind of awakened going on here. Like doesn't look like there's any kind of magical stuff to worry about or anything. And
all right, well, I'm going to be sensing this guy, so if it looks like he's about to take some sort of immediate hostile action, I'll be ready to help.
All right, sure.
And by ready to help, I mean I have an elemental I can, have manifest and kick some ass.
Go ahead and give me a sensing test just to give me an idea of how you might be able to respond if
I made
this
one
event
already.
happens.
It's 4 hits.
All right, cool. So he continues on. He's like, he says, suspicious kind of activity going on here. Why someone, might be coming through with, some maybe rough-looking individuals. I don't know. We got to start asking questions. And he finally looks at, addresses Pillar and says, So what exactly are you doing here?
I'm doing a little on-the-job training, man.
On-the-job training? I thought you were a journalist.
Yeah, I'm doing a little freelance writing on human delivery people.
Yeah. What do you care about someone like this?
Man, drones are taking all the jobs. It's not good. You gotta work, right? Like yourself?
Yeah, no drones are going to be taking the job that we have. You know what I mean?
I've seen a lot of good officers out here. I believe that.
I'm sure you have seen a lot of officers.
You live in Colombia, man.
Give me an etiquette roll real fast. Before you roll, hold on.
Okay.
You have a -2.
1 for each tusk.
We'll go ahead and edge that.
It's a good way to put it. One for each tusk.
Why am I not taking Nova Coke? That'll give me 3 hits.
All right. He says, he gives you the business a little bit more, and then his partner comes up and says, hey, I think we've given him a hard enough time. The Sin's coming up fine. Let's just let him go. We got some more people to check. Frank over here is having a hard time handling both lanes on his own. The officer looks back at you again, Pillar, and says, all right. You guys go ahead. But, just get on out of here.
Thank you, sir. You have a good night.
He just grunts. And you move on, and as you drive through it, Pete says, oh man, I'm real sorry about that. That, cops around here can be real, jerks, especially, I don't like, that's, I like it in Colombia, but I just...
all right, kid. I've lived here all my life. I'm gonna pat him on the back and they ain't always wrong, and then I'm gonna snort a thing of Nova Coke.
All right. He kind of like shakes his head a little bit and it's kind of like taken off guard. Oops, that was loud. And he kind of shakes his head a little bit and taken off guard, and he kind of like chuckles a little bit uncomfortably, and he's like, okay, well, let's go. And so you guys move on.
All right, we continue on.
Well, after your run-in with Lone Star, you guys head on up to Blue Data's office building there. You pull up, and as I've described before, this is like a large complex, big area, and there's a big tower, and then also a squat, kind of long, rectangular building with the front door right in the middle. It's a 3-story building that you can see from the front. And you pull up to the front and go to park on the sidewalk. And were you telling Pete ahead of time that you wanted to handle this one, or is he about to try to get out on his own?
I was gonna tell him that.